Go ahead, say it now.
You in the grill pit, bitch.
Our distinguished guest, he is more than a scholar, he's more than a lecturer, he's more than an activist, he is a legend, a living legend amongst our people. He is one of the elders of the African community.
You're in the motherfucking grill.
He has given his life to study as well as teaching our people about their great past and the prospects for an even greater future. He is a man whose presentation of history is penetrating and powerful, and he has a way of bringing history alive. And I think that those of you that have heard him before, and those of you that are going to hear him tonight, know that there's no one that is quite able to put history, I'll describe it in quite the way that our lecturer tonight does. It is with great pride and pleasure that I present to you, and I also ask that you receive with as warm a reception as you can receive.
This is SAF Moe, your prison lawyer, and I'm gonna give it to you, bro. Well, I ain't gonna give it to you at all. IGSTS on GP. You feel me?
SAF Moe saying, white MFers.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says, because it's America and you should be able to do and say what the fuck you want. God bless America.
A man who was accepted as a god in Europe long before the birth of Christ, accepted quite a few Africans as deities. Imhotep, this great African who was the world's first multi-genius.
This is SAF Moe, your prison lawyer. I want to welcome you to the Grill Prig. Thank you, doctor, for that introduction. I couldn't have said it any better myself. And lawyer, it's SAF Moe. This is SAF Moe, your prison lawyer, and I'm gonna give it to you raw. I ain't gonna give it to you all. I'll put that on GP. This Ron B on the phone. I'm talking to him. Holler at him. I'm about to do this reaction video real quick to Bruce, the motherfucking super lawyer. You know. And so I'm gonna tell it to you like this. In IGSTS, we trust. I'm gonna give it to you raw. I ain't gonna give it to you at all. It's SAF Moe, your prison lawyer. And I'll put that on GP. You feel me? You dig? Ron B, you dig? You dig? Yeah. So I'm reacting to this NBA young boy, Bruce, our favorite super lawyer. He wants to break this down. Super happy about what's going on. It's all good. So let's just check this out real quick. You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another episode of CLR Bruce Rivers. So, that being said, NBA YoungBoy has been acquitted in a jury in Los Angeles. Now, a jury deliberated for like a day and a half, or they were in the second hour of the second day of deliberations, and that's kind of a long time to deliberate. The gun possession charge in California stemmed from Young's March 2021 arrest in Los Angeles. Now, if you remember, we did a reaction. He was being stopped by the cops. He freaked out. He took off, took him on a high-speed chase, and they found a firearm. Now, the prosecutors in the Central District of California said that upon attempting to execute the warrant in that case, YoungBoy initially seemed to cooperate, pulling over his Mercedes Maybach before taking off and then leading officers on a high-speed chase. After he fled on foot, the police found an FNX .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol and ammunition in the front passenger seat. Now, this is a fucking problem for somebody who has a felony on their record. Now, let me just tell you about YoungBoy's lawyers. They are phenomenal. They really worked hard for their client, and my hat goes off to them. They argued successfully that he was unaware of his outstanding federal warrant at the time, and he panicked when the armed officers approached his vehicle, leading him to take off. This is according to the New York Times. He did not know that the weapon was in the car, they said, and no usable fingerprints or DNA tied young boy to the gun. That is critical, because if his DNA had been on that gun, he would have been toast. And I guarantee you, they took the magazine out and they also swabbed that for DNA as well. So I don't exactly know what the evidence was as to where the firearm was in the vehicle, but suffice it to say, if there's no DNA on it, that's less proof that you would have touched the firearm. Now, in most gun cases, though, to be honest with you, there aren't a lot of cases with fingerprint evidence on guns. Guns typically have.
Yeah, but my situation with this, now I'm not sure if this gentleman is on any type of paper or what's going on with the situation, but I have individuals who are on parole who had pictures of a gun, just a photo of a gun. So say if he liked Glock, he had a Glock on his phone, so his screensaver was a Glock. They were violated for guns. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. As ridiculous as it sounds. So when he's talking about, you know, the fingerprints and all that other stuff, it's a little gray area, because right now the lawyers made a great argument on whether or not his gun was in his possession. But I mean, I guess in turn, if he lost the case, then he would be like, yeah, you're right, because possession is 9/10 of the law. So, you know, it doesn't matter just having a gun. Because we have a guy right now in Florida. He's about to get out. They ran up into a crib. He had a gun. The gun wasn't even his. It was his female's gun. But instead they found dope in the crib and they connected the gun with him. So now he could fall back and be like, oh, you know what? It was just the lawyers. He had piss poor lawyers. They couldn't argue the case. It's like, no, they play this game. So at the end of the day, it's about money. It's a liberal court. I mean, whatever. Let's go. Let's listen to this shit.
Kind of a oil on them to begin with, so it's really not conducive to getting good fingerprints. However, they are conducive to getting DNA, and I've had many cases where my client's DNA was either on or not on the gun, and it either helps you or hurts you. The prosecutors, they try to link the NBA Youngboy to the weapon using a photo and a video from a social media Youngboy handling a gold and tan gun that appeared to be identical. The photo was taken at the same time the Philadelphia shop that had sold Youngboy the jewelry also found in the car, and they argued. And lawyers for Youngboy said that the gun was identical to an airsoft replica and could not be confirmed to the weapon. So his lawyers are creative, absolutely creative, and they had some other things that they did. Now, the judge in this case kept out evidence of his rap lyrics. Remember, you know, using rap lyrics in a criminal case has been a topic of controversy for a long time, and this is an example of where it has been argued. And like I said before, I don't think a blanket rule can ever be established, and so it's going to be on case by case.
Yeah, no, a blanket rule should be established. Rap music should not be, lyrics should not be used as a way for you to charge an individual or continue a charge or have a person testify against themselves, right? It doesn't make any sense. So this arguing or this half and half works in his favor, right? So you could always be like, well, you know, in this case or this case, and it's just, you know, we're gonna give because of these certain things happen, then this makes sense. None of this shit makes sense. But he's a con artist, and he's trying to con you into believing something makes sense. None of that shit makes sense. None of it makes sense. None of it. No, you don't use rap music lyrics.
Case basis. Now, in this case,
get anybody.
The judge in the case ruled to exclude lyrics from 3 Youngboy songs being used in court. Prosecutors had said the tracks "Gunsmoke," "Life Support," and "Lonely Child" referred to an individual connected to the purchaser of the gun model found in the car, and the jewelry maker of the jewelry found next to the gun. Okay, but this is where NBA Youngboy's lawyers really earned their money. They argued that there was a study. The study that the lawyers used, they had a group of people listen to the
You're in the motherfucking grill
You're in the
pit.
grill pit, bitch.
I'm gonna react to this young NBA deal, this Bruce Rivers bullshit.
What happened with NBA Youngboy?
He beat that charge in California.
What was the charge?
Gun. But
Gun charge?
yeah, but it was with his video. He had a gun charge with his video, and it's something off the video. I really don't know the specifics about the case itself because I try not to immerse myself in the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about the case specifically. So the facts about the case.
That reminds me of when I was getting transferred from state prison and going to federal prison. When I was in the federal holding facility, there was these 4 dudes in there. They were rap artists from Jacksonville, Florida, and they made a video, a music video, and it was real guns in the music video. But on the video set, when they got on the video set, the video, it had a big poster that say, all the guns here are props, meaning that they wasn't real guns.
Yeah.
So they made the video thinking they was holding prop guns, not real guns, and they all got arrested and went to jail to the feds for federal gun charges.
How is that even possible when it said it was just props on the thing?
That's what I'm trying to say.
So
And then one of the four said in a police statement that he knew that they was real guns, and all the other 3 dudes said they thought they were props. If he'd have stuck to the prop thing with the rest of them, they would have never got charged. They said.
Right. I'm saying that they would have never got charged. But you always got this one stupid motherfucker, you know, on some dumb shit on the young NBA. The reason I'm bringing it up because I was gonna react to that Bruce Willis,
Hey y'all.
Bruce Alfalfa Stymie, whatever the fuck.
They found those keys.
I was gonna react to his shit, and he was talking about young NBA when he was talking about pulling a gun on the Black Lives Matter people when he had that they actually brought up young NBA, and but it showed when I told you got to watch these YouTube videos because it shows that his career is built on chasing individuals inside that bubble and commenting on their situation so he can then like they try to act like I said my conversation with him has always been like why aren't you commenting on the relevant shit? Why are you commenting on this frivolous ass shit? But it's obvious why he's commenting on it because it translates to views is what people want to see. People really don't want to know about the law unless it's attracted to some celebrity, right? Like they really don't want to know about the law. They want to watch this other shit. If it's they don't want to really know about it unless it's connected to a celebrity. And if it's not, then they want to watch a CSI or you know what I'm saying? They want to watch something that's fun and entertaining. So my deal is like if you're a real, I can see if you're just an actor, but if you're a trained lawyer, like I said, this might not be his goal. It might be my conversation. But if you're trying to help individuals, why wouldn't you help them for real, not for fake? Like you run around talking about these rappers and this and that. Stop snitching, no snitching, all this other shit. Then I'm saying like you're a trained professional. That in this industry is convicting black people on a regular basis. A lot of these young motherfuckers don't know about the law, and you sitting up here talking about rappers. It's like, what the fuck is but that's cool. But the reason I brought up the young NBA because everybody was applauding when he beat the case in California. Everybody like, yeah. They start like they have a victory. Now he got to go to Louisiana on gun charges. So you know that, dude. You know how that's gonna look. The judge in Louisiana about to book his ass. You know what I'm saying? They about to book him. They about to book him because the lawyer gets on TV or YouTube or whatever, like, yeah. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. They got to, just on that right there.
When we get to talking about that, remind me to talk about the my gun charge that I got in Florida, because I had to go to 2 trials on that.
Yeah.
The first trial was a state trial, and the second trial was
A federal
supervised release violation.
Because you,
in the state trial, the police lied. They straight up lied. Well, I didn't get a gun charge down in Florida. I got the aggravated cleaning and the loot, but it stemmed from a shooting incident. That's why I was in the high-speed chase. I was in the high-speed chase because I had a gun in the car, and I got rid of the gun. Statute of limitation going on. Now, they never charged me with the gun, but they wanted to charge me with the gun. So, with my federal violation hearing, or at the state trial, the police lied and said that they saw me jump out of the car and run. They did. They never saw me. So, I went to trial and I lost. I got railroaded. 6 jurors. In the state of Florida, if you don't have a capital crime, you only get 6 jurors. If you got a capital crime, it's punishable by
death.
Sentence or either the death penalty.
Yeah.
You get 12 jurors. So, anyway, when I get to federal court, I had a good federal public defender. He looked at my state charges in Florida. He said, man, how in the hell did they convict you of this? I would have ate this up. I said, what do you mean? He's like, they ain't got no proof that you was in that car. There ain't no video evidence, ain't no audio, no nothing. They had a video camera too, and they got away, they did away, they lied on the stand and said that it wasn't no video cameras on the police cars, and we clearly went and seen that there was video cameras on the car. Every time the lights come on, the cameras come on.
Yeah, everybody know that. So for the court.
Lie right there, right?
Yeah.
And so, well, by me never pleading guilty to the charge, the feds weren't able to violate me for the stuff that I got found guilty for in Florida. But this is where they came and gave me a technical violation. Before I got the high-speed chase, I had got a DUI in Florida. And when I got the DUI in Florida, they put me on this alcohol monitor for 60 days, and I had to pay for it. And I had a couple payments left by the time I caught the high-speed chase charge. So now, it ain't paid at all. That's what they violated me for. That's what they send you back to the feds for. I got done with my state time.
Straight tech, yeah.
For not paying the money, for not finishing paying the money.
Yeah, tech. Yeah, that don't matter. They gonna get their money, man. That's all it's about at the end of the day anyway. But like I was saying with that NBA YoungBoy charge, what I'm saying is like, so just say I'm wrong, Louisiana, he get a tech in Louisiana, right? Louisiana, he 2-0. He 2-0. He walk out of Louisiana 2-0. He got to worry about the RICO charges after that. He got to worry about the RICO. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gonna lose. It's a lose. At the end of the day, what happens is these lawyers just get paid, right? At the end of the day, they drain the fuck out of his. You know, you keep releasing your shit. They gonna keep making them videos, man. We need to get paid. Go out there and get us our motherfucking money. You working for the man, because you got to fight all these charges. You fighting these charges on a regular basis, and it's like, you know, you're gonna have to get smart about this shit. Man, you're in a motherfucking grill pit.
And so the lawyers for YoungBoy cited a 2017 dissertation by Adam Dunham of the University of California, Irvine, that included a look at the 1969 hit. And what that dissertation did was they took those lyrics without telling them, you know, what the song was. And those that thought it was a country song had a favorable impression of it. When told that that was a rap song, they had a negative impression of it, that it was more violent. So YoungBoy's lawyers successfully argued, you know, that using this study, it's a real creative way to use some
I mean, we know that. I mean, it's like, so you spend all this money to do this study that, I mean, common sense would tell you it's what's been portrayed in all things that's going on with rap music in general. It's got a negative connotation. It's been it's been more so nowadays because now it's the only way you can make money is by being negative. Even the songs are being made is made with anger and it's just the angry music, right? So you take that, you connect that with this, and with this case, this criminal case, and now you say, okay, well, it's great because now they've said what everybody already knows, that when white is good and black is bad. I'm not getting it. Let's go. I'm not getting it. Let's go.
Scientific or not so scientific, but using some data other than just bald assertions, that that this is going to prejudice the jury, and they're not going to be, they're going to have a bad impression of him just because he's a hardcore rapper, because he does drill, and those drill lyrics, if you just listen to them, they sound terrible. And there's a danger that they're going to infiltrate their prejudices based upon.
Another one of my problems is in what I've been arguing. The more you have individuals like himself come out and say this is acceptable, that's where I get into the snitching part. And like for the individual, I forget who you were, it was on my TikTok, who was like, let me just go find the TikTok shit this motherfucker said. Let me see. I want to get it right. This guy who said, the one thing I want to say about snitching. How the fuck is this snitching? Because I said that on my last video that Alfalfa was a snitch. There's a thing that they call dry snitching. I'm gonna explain it out. Anybody who's been to the joint understand what a dry snitch is. I guess for the individuals who watch his show, they only know there's one snitching, stop snitching, social media snitching. Fuck, he made this bullshit he made up. I mean, like I said, there's no gangster getting on social media and showing you what he does because he's not a gangster. Gangsters don't do that. Don't make no sense. Like a gangster going to talk to you about something business he did. You wasn't there. This is gangster shit. You wasn't there. I don't need to talk to you about it because you don't need to know. And if he was there, we ain't talking about it because we don't need to talk about it because we know what we done, right? So those who know, and those who don't, won't, right? So let's say if Moe, prison lawyer, give it to you wrong, I'm gonna give it to you all. IGSTS we trust. And I put that on GP. You feel me? You did? So I'm just telling you right now that it's a thing called dry snitching. And what he's doing is dry snitching. So back to my other video, I said he was a snitch. He's the biggest snitch of them all. He's the biggest snitch of them all because he's dry snitching. What dry snitch is an individual to do something like this. You in a block. Motherfucker go up to the CO desk and be like, oh, COs, I smelled something on my galley earlier today. I'm not sure what it was. It's a dry snitch. He ain't snitching, but he's snitching. And dry snitch is the worst type of snitch. Type of motherfucker gonna get lumps because he type of motherfucker to be like, oh, I ain't snitching, bitch ass snitching. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dry snitch. That's what he is a fucking dry snitch. He ain't snitching. Of course he ain't. He don't know shit to tell you about shit, right? He can't say shit, but he's the type of motherfucker that's saying, oh, these laws. So these laws, you guys gotta be careful. Social media. So you making me aware of this shit because at the end of the day, you benefit from the shit. At the end of the day, you understand the law and how the law works out. And like I said, it's 50-50 shit. Like, lyrics, I said the lyrics shouldn't be a blanket of lyrics. Like, what lyrics in your mind you think that if a motherfucker making a song, like, so let me back up and explain myself. What I'm saying to the fact of rap music is, I'm not trying to tell you, if a motherfucker go out there and commit a crime and his ass is dumb enough to rap about it and put it on the song, it's not the song that we're talking about, it's the actual crime. There's a difference. And like I said, they keep talking about them in the same context. Like, yeah, we're gonna go to the song. No, we got him now in a criminal case. We got no evidence, but he made a song. And it song kind of familiar. The song is up to interpretation, and that's what they love, right? They like to play this interpretation game. And he's gonna get further into this video. I've seen this motherfucker before. So reason I'm commenting on it. I'm also gonna play his old video when he was like young NBA, whoever the hell you gonna do this. Like he said, he really boisterous at the time. You know, really feeling himself. Now you're like, oh, I'm glad. But I want to get into interpretation. Like interpretation is very important in the law. Who's interpreting the law? You have to ask yourself. Let's just go. Let's roll this shit. Let's let our father.
The judge in this case kept it out. So the judge in this case kept it out. And when you have something like that, where the they're his words, so they're a statement of a party opponent, right? Right.
So you're using that, like you can tell on yourself.
But if they're really, they have to be material. They have to be material to the.
Who's saying they're material?
Case at hand, so they have to be relevant. That's one of the requirements.
Relevant by who? Who's making them relevant? Who's making them relevant? Because if one person listens to the song and he's just a person listens to the song, it has no relevancy. But if an individual is trying to, if they have a thought process in their head like this is a crime, a song about a crime, so he's gonna be able to put up anything and connect it to make it a crime. Because you can do. I mean. Anything's open to interpretation. A lot of times you'd be like, damn, what the fuck is you thinking? Because they see something you don't see. And they can make it and then talk to you and make you believe something that you don't believe.
Evidence to get in. But not even relevant evidence can be excluded if their prejudicial effect outweighs their probative value. In other words, if what you're trying to use it for, it helps it a little bit, but it's really damaging because it's just makes them look bad, and it's really not that probative.
Yeah, so this is funny. This is reason I wanted to play this video because this shit is funny. So I'm gonna replay it one more time. This shit that he's talking about because it's super important what he's saying. Because he sounds really like a legal
value. In other words,
he seemed like he talking like a real legal motherfucker, right? Okay. So what he's saying right now,
using some data other than just bald assertions, that that this is going to prejudice the jury, and they're not going to be. They're going to have a bad impression of him just because he's a hardcore rapper, because he does drill. And those drill lyrics, if you just listen to them, they sound terrible. And there's a danger that they're going to infiltrate their prejudices based upon those lyrics. So the judge in this case kept it out. And when you have something like that, where they're his words, so they're a statement of a party opponent, right? But if they're really, they have to be material. They have to be material to the case at hand, so they have to be relevant. That's one of the requirements for evidence to get in. But not even relevant evidence can be excluded if their prejudicial effect outweighs their probative value.
So I have a situation where I'm fighting my case, right? At a state case, I'm doing time on. Feds come see me, they trying to hit me with a Fed case. By the time I'm in the appeal process of my state case. So the feds come in, they charge me, I get a lawyer, the lawyer comes see me. So my goofy ass, I'm sitting up there like, when he comes see me, I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to get rid of this Fed case because I'm going home on the state case. So he know I got how much time I got. He know what my charges is. So he like, I don't know, I don't remember his actual expression, but he was like, okay, whatever. Then he was like, how you plan on beating this state case? So I said, probative, presidential. And he looked at me, he must have motherfucking, I wish I could have captured the look on his face. Because this is when I really understood the law. He stopped for a second, he didn't say shit to me after I told him, explained it to him. Law. And I was like, yeah. He was like, he's like, who makes that decision on if it outweighs? And I was like, public defender, the prosecutor. He's like, no, the judge makes that decision on whether it does and it doesn't. It rolls right back into interpretation and what he was trying to split it in half, saying, we don't need a blanket, because then depending on the judge's, his prejudices, his political affiliation, how he feels about shit that they know as lawyers, because remember, they in a club together and they talk amongst themselves, the way the judge is going to sway on that message. So now he makes this big thing about, Buddy winning in California, that prejudice could be anywhere. You could be sitting in Mississippi, and you could have all white jury, all white judge, all white complainant, a black defendant sitting on the side, and you know where they're going to go. That's why I say this wrong with this system. That's why I say this dumb, ignorant ass motherfucker that gets on here and starts talking about all this bullshit. He's the slowest roll and start talking about the truth. He's a con artist, straight con artist. Because for you to tell me that somehow the relevancy of information is being weighed is a lie. That's the con. It has no weight whatsoever. It's being weighed, but it's being weighed differently than you think, in the mindset of whether or not this person sitting on the bench thinks you're a thug or thinks you're an individual or thinks you're a human. And that's what's being missed in this conversation. You know what I'm saying? They want to make it seem as though it has something to do with stop stitching, or it has something to do with become a better person. You're flawed, not this system. System's perfect. You're flawed. And it's just this conversation that he's had. Remember, I started off saying it's about interpretation. People interpreting the law. So they interpret it and they say it means this and it means that. So all day long, it's nothing but a game.
In other words, if what you're trying to use it for, it helps it. What you're trying to use it for, it helps it a little bit, but it's really damaging because it's just.
That federal lawyer, he laughed the fuck at me though. I mean, this shit was funny, and I was like, I didn't realize. Even if he said it, I still thought he's wrong. You know what he told me? The lawyer told me to get. He's like, man, get yourself a lawyer.
It makes him look bad, and it's really not that probative of any material fact. The judge will keep it out, and that goes for almost all evidence. If it's just more prejudicial and probative, which it seemed like it was here, the judge may.
Yeah, none of that stuff means anything to anybody, because it's a state for the defense or the state for the prosecution. That's what it matters, because the judge, his spectrum would go based on. So even if he brought it in, he explained it, he's put a motion forth, and he explained that motion with with facts. The facts could just be canned facts. He could just printed something off and he did so he followed the right procedures. The judge was like, I don't think I think it's more prejudicial. The prosecutor then presents a motion. The motion then explains why. And it could be just, like I said, everything should be canned. He copied everything and pasted everything. Just be like, you know what? It makes sense. Though it removes your ability to, you can always appeal that motion that the judge granted based on continuing using that information, even though it wasn't relevant to your case. But like at the end of the day, you're sitting where, again, it goes back to this, it shouldn't be blanket. It shouldn't be one way. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. It's not this gray area where I get up, it's wrong. When you get up, it's right. That's how it is.
Made the right call. So let's kind of watch. So when you have a verdict, especially in a high-profile case like this, where they've been litigating this for a while, and it's a heck of a win for these guys. First of all, the federal government wins like 96% of their cases. They have the resources that are infinite. They, are able to pick and choose their cases, and in this case, they lost. Let's just take a look at the reaction to the verdict.
You beat that case. The United States of America versus Kentrell Golden, a.k.a. Lil Top, a.k.a.
I seen a lot of shit last night on just in general on just YouTube, like a lot of motherfuckers, like people are making a big thing about that Charleston White bullshit, like him in general. I mean, everybody's sort of reacting to him, you know. They really, no, I don't mean, I mean just like they you know, they calling them names and, you know, shit like that, you know, just really just I mean, but he putting himself in that disrespect, you know, to be disrespected, right? Because the shit he's saying. When you say that when he said something about, oh, he's like, fuck Nipsey Hussle. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah, I ain't like that. I hate that, man. Nipsey Hussle, he talking bad about Nipsey Hussle, like Nipsey Hussle wasn't doing good things, bringing the Bloods and the Crips together in California.
But that makes me, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, why would I watch this man? Why would I give this man any of my energy at all? Because what he's saying is it makes no sense. He's the white man's nigga. That's what he is. He fighting. He gonna fight you harder than the white man. He the white man dog. You know the dog gonna defend the white man more than the white man gonna defend himself. Walk onto a white man's property and watch how agitated that dog get. He gonna bite the shit out of you. That's what he is. He the white man dog. That's all he is. And that's why I asked you a question the other day. I said, why hasn't he released anything against a white person? Why hasn't he said anything about, he walks around with that Trump shit on. He's doing shit. He's playing that Kardashian bullshit. Like that Kanye West stupid shit. Like all publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad publicity. And the weirder you get, the more likes you get. It's just like this weirdo shit. Like the weirder you get, the more controversial you are, the better it is for your reputation. Because controversy sells, drama sells. So he's gonna say anything just so he can get that $7,500. Whatever the fuck he getting. He gonna say anything. He'll fuck around suck a for $7,500. No, he's selling everything. I'm trying to tell you. He would if I be like, man, you know what? I need you to make a porno flick, you know, but I need you to do it with another male. I mean, if that's your flavor, that's your flavor. But to me, it just seems like this man will do anything. Because when you will say something that you know not the truth. So that's what I was trying to tell you before when I was driving the car. I was like, I know who he is. I know who he is. And when I said I know his type, then when I say I know his type, I was like, I know who he is. So when I said, huh?
Have you seen anything when they call him a house nigga yet? Because that's what he is.
No, they call him something similar to that. But what I was saying, so when I said I know who he is, now that's why I say he's the worst thing to happen to black people. Because so if you're saying something that you know you're not true, but you're saying it in order to agitate people, but that's gonna bring other people down. Then you're the worst thing that could ever happen, man. And you only doing it for the benefit of yourself. Fuck all this little money he gives out and this and that. No, I'm saying you're doing it to benefit yourself. That's all you're doing it for. You're saying harmful things to people, against people, in order. When I have my confrontation against Bruce Alfalfa, I said because I believe personally, it's not like I'm going after this man because I believe this man, you know, I just want to get my numbers up. Let's go after him because I'm going after him because I believe that he's a con artist. He's a liar. He's a hypocrite. He plays games in order, as his profession allows him to do. He needs to be called on that shit. That's why I say what I say against him. I'm not saying it because you can't come in and be like, oh, you're just going after him because you're just, no, I'm going after him because he's the root of the problem. His profession is the root of the problem. So that's what I got to say about that. But it's all good.
So why you don't go out?
That celebration deal, I don't think that's gonna benefit Buddy. I don't think that's gonna work out for him because he says that the court in California was liberal. He's going to go to Louisiana, and I think that's the same state they convicted C Murder in. These people thirsty down there, so it's going to be tight on him. And I wish him luck. I just feel like when he gets out, he's going to be waiting a RICO charge, you know, because, and the reason I'm conversating about this is because the reason I think that it's important is because nobody's really talking about it. Nobody's talking about it in the sense of why aren't you chasing down these actors who played in these roles and utilizing the roles they played and criminalizing them, things they said or stories they did. So this episode I wanted to continue on because this is before the verdict. So it's months before this verdict. So this is Bruce Rivers talking. I want to react to this shit.
Wound up going to California. And then he got in a chase with the cops out there, and then then once they kind of got him, he gets out of the car and he starts running, and he ditched the gun. And everyone's saying, well, he's going to get out. He's got to. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, he's not getting out, and here's why he's not getting out. Even though the judge out in California, which is a very liberal court, he's not going to get out. They're gonna appeal the magistrate's ruling. He's gonna get back to Baton Rouge, and the judge is gonna hold him, and that's exactly what happened. So you're right in the sense that you people do want a broad sweeping generalization, but you just can't do it all the time.
It would be kind of irresponsible for you to do it.
Yeah,
and it's just there's oftentimes so many factors that you don't know about when you read a 3-paragraph TMZ article about it that it just would be kind of silly for you to act like you know exactly what's going to happen from here, right?
Right. And so when it came to Chauvin,
the NBA YoungBoy, the fact that he was already on probation and that he wasn't allowed to be handling firearms, but that he still did in that music video, but then they only were able to prove it by confiscating the memory card from the filmer at the music video shoot. That was pretty shocking to me, because if you're NBA YoungBoy on the streets, you are maybe worth, I don't know, 10, 15, $20 million a year. Like, you could, from touring and putting out music, he's like the highest streamed artist on YouTube and on a lot of streaming services and stuff like that. The fact that isn't enough for him to just chill and just, behave reasonably, that's pretty troubling, because that to me says that the allure of projecting this gangster image, which he, seems to actually be of that ilk, the allure of that is so intense that even somebody like him could get into a situation where he's basically going to maybe lose 5 or 10 years of his freedom just from wanting to have guns in a video and look cool.
What did you talk about the development of the young male brain? The young male brain is not fully developed until 24 or 25.
Right.
And what is he, like 21?
Yeah, he's super young. Yeah.
He's super young.
With like 7 or 8 kids too.
And so he's got like 7 kids. I think his dad went to prison or was killed very early on, not part of his life. The thing about it is that he's got he was on supervised release, right? And if there's any time where you need to be minding the store is when you're got a federal judge that's kind of overseeing you. And then he gets busted with another firearm. So he's got another firearm case in addition to the one he's got in Baton Rouge. So you've got that issue of the young male brain being so how do you want to put it? It's not developed, but it's also so susceptible to outside influence. So he's trying to be bad in his community or his circle of friends, and so instead of thinking about what is good for me, I'm going to do what puts me in the position of power or.
All right. Well, that's because this is before the verdict. You can hear how he's talking, but both of the gentlemen are talking about young NBA. And I wanted to just point out that everybody understands that this generation of young black males are super susceptible to anything because they have no father figures in their lives. So as they talk about this conversation, they sort of meander over the points that the fact of the matter is the reason why you have so many of them in the system doing this stupid ass shit is because they, at a certain time, given so money, believes that they're the men of the house, and they have no reason to respect any older gentleman who's been pushed down by the system, who's not making enough money. When you listen to the lyrics, but all this information, all this foolishness has been pushed back into our community. And if you looked at the first part of the video, it's a survey. It's a research paper or a dissertation or something that's being done on people and their feelings toward music, whether it's country and whether it's rap, well, whether it's black or whether it's white, well, whether it's ghetto or whether it's the suburbs, whether it's urban clothes or whether it's Abercrombie. You know what I'm saying? We can play this game all day long. That the problem with this profession is this, that. What I have, the issue I have with this gentleman, you know what I'm saying? I'm not chasing him because he's doing better than we are, which he's doing better than we are, because it's the message that he's being brought. And the fact of the matter is it needs a counter to his message, because his message is a counterfeit message. He's a con artist. He's a liar. And he has no real intentions on trying to do anything other than continue the system that pays him going. Again, I'm not mad at that, but it has to be a counter to that conversation. Someone has to say, stop. You know, this doesn't make any sense. Someone has to say, well, you know what? You talk about the 5 people you got off or the 4 people you got off. What about the 96 or 95 other individuals who are going to jail, who can't afford a research or dissertation or the money to get those things, or don't have the knowledge that the state's supposed to provide it, because they believe somehow they have a super lawyer and a public defender? Of course, everybody doesn't defend their cases the same way, but it should be a rudimentary blanketing of fundamental understanding of the law. And that fundamental standard doesn't go to the lawyer, it goes to the community. We need to check ourselves. It says, hey, SAF Moe, your prison lawyer, I got to run and go do some shit real fast in a hurry. But yeah, I told you before, in RICO, we trust. You understand? In RICO, we trust. It's SAF Moe. I'm going to give it to you raw. I ain't going to give it to you all. And I'm going to put that on GP. You feel me? You dig? I'm out of here. I got to go. Yeah, babe. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, man. About to do this real quick and then, huh?
I told you I was locked up with this dude, and his name was you dig.
Yeah, but some motherfuckers be, you always using that, you dig.
He from Chicago, he always say,
yeah, motherfuckers always be, yeah, that's just common. Motherfuckers be like, not the flu flops, but motherfuckers be like, fuck, I forget what they be saying. No, they be like, you know what? I put it in your dig. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they been in your dig. So they always be saying that. Hey, when you was in prison, did you ever make a cake? Ron, when you was in prison, did you ever make a cake? Yeah. I just think about that. Motherfuckers be on birthdays, be making cakes. They making cakes like a they be showing out like they are back on the streets, man. They got the cake, the meal, throwing out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I gotta give it to them though. They be showing out. You know, you got a lot of food in your. Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't sell no cake mix. They be crushing up cookies scraping the icing off, crushing up the cookies. Yeah, crushing up the cookies and making the cake out. That's how they do it. That's how I do it. They ain't got really nothing that you could cook in a, you know, they ain't got really, everything's already made. All you gotta do is warm it up.
Yeah, and then they put the gummy bears on top when it's done.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I ain't seen that. They ain't had gummy bears when I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit's so depressing, man. Motherfuckers really don't understand. They really don't understand. Huh?
I was a wine man too.
Oh, you was doing the hooch?
Yeah, because when I was in the paint shop working, I was sneaking tools back where I could unscrew the vent over the shower. At night, late at night, I come out my room and I go in the bathroom when everybody was asleep, and I unscrew the vent and the thing. I make the line up in my room, put it in these buckets, these little 2-gallon buckets. I make 4 buckets, 8 gallons. And I put it up in the ceiling and leave it up there for like 7 to 10 days.
Don't you gotta burp that shit?
No, I put a bag on the top of it. They put a rubber band around the bag. And it'll go the bag on it. That's all they do is just throw the bag up. I don't have to pop the bag when I go up there and get it.
Oh, okay.
So I pop the bag and take it down late at night and sell it for $5 a coffee cup.
Yeah.
For one coffee cup, it costs $5. You know how many coffee cups I was getting out of there? I be smoking. It be winter time too, and I got my coat on. I got probably about 2 quarts in each sleeve, sliding down the other dorms and stuff, and selling it to people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's that's how you make a living in there. That's how.
I had to make a living when my girl left.
Yeah, I mean that's how you got to make. That's the only way you can make a living up in there, man. That's the only way. You know, you got to be able to hustle. I was so concentrated. I was so much into the law library, a lot of that hustle shit, because I was focusing on trying to get myself out. I had all the intentions. That's why I wanted to comment on this Bruce Rivers comment, because he makes this statement on this young NBA trial. When he goes to it, he's like, yeah, you know, he won, and then he uses this shit that I used one time, and I'm gonna say when you see the video, you're gonna see how that's why I'm saying that's the main thing. But I want to go back and forth between him talking about young NBA, you know, and the whole deal and the demo. But it's just you know, the whole deal is I want to try to show you how these motherfuckers are. You know, before he got acquitted of this case in California, of course, like you said, California. But you know, if anybody gonna see right, it's gonna be California, because they're a liberal state. Not to say that the law is right, but they're gonna be more liberal to the entertainment industry, because they are entertained. They understand entertainment. But you start going into the Midwest, these motherfuckers don't understand none of that shit. I mean, they don't get no fucking.
Them bigger states and them bigger cities ain't got time for no petty ass gun charge, possession of a gun charge.
No, they got too many people. They got too many people locked up as it is anyway.
Yeah, and they got too many murders happening.
Yeah, real shit. Real shit. Real shit.
They ain't interested in no petty ass gun charge.
No, this dumb ass, yeah. But I'm telling you, when you get to Louisiana, them motherfuckers so goddamn petty. I'm telling you.
If they would have found a body on that gun, like if it would have matched up with any ballistics, like from a murder or something, you would have got booked.
Well, yeah, I would say don't Louisiana got C Murder locked up? Ain't that where he locked up at?
Yeah.
Come on.
The witness that said that he seen C Murder with a gun that night recanted and said that he lied.
Yeah.
They still won't let him go.
That's why I keep telling you when he get his ass to motherfucking Louisiana, they gonna get his ass together. Cause it, like I said, so when you ask me about the whole Bruce, well, like, why don't you hit Charleston White what you did? I was like, you know what? He small piece. It's not that, I'm saying not when it comes to me and my situation. It's like he could say, yeah, he keeps saying what he want to say, but they funding him to say what he want to say. They paying him to say what he say, that idiot ass, fool ass shit. He don't even mean that shit in his heart. You know what I'm saying? If he had a bitch, he couldn't even say that to his bitch, right? But he trying to say that to the people. When it comes to the real shit, as I say, this Bruce.
Look at that word again. Look at that word again.
What? No word.
Said to his bitch.
Yeah, I always say bitch. I always say bitch. Bitch this, bitch that. Bitch. You got, watch that last episode, you say bitch like 15 times. I had to cut the shit off like, huh?
Probably because I'm saying in the grill, you in the grill pit, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
I ain't referring to nobody specifically. You just specifically.
I said his bitch. I said if he had a bitch. I said if he had a bitch, he couldn't send the bitch. He couldn't even say that to his bitch. I said if he had a bitch, he couldn't say that to his bitch.
He's married.
He couldn't say that to his wife then. He couldn't even say that shit to his wife. The shit that he's saying right now, I wonder how she feel about what he's saying. Let me interview her. How does she feel about it?
Oh, he called her. I seen a video, one of his first videos he did. When I was telling you about some people called him and told him to pull up. He said, okay, meet me at the police station down here on such street, right? He told the dude that, right? Then he got on the phone and called his wife. He said, hey, baby, how you doing? How you doing, baby? Yeah, so-and-so just called me and told me to meet them. And they gonna pull up on me and do something to me. I told them to meet me at the police station. I'm on my way to the police station right now. Yeah, I'm calling the police on them. I'm gonna tell them that's terroristic threats. Right there. I'm put the police on them.
He sound dumb as fuck. He sound dumb as fuck. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He got a government. He got a police force. He's making his tax dollars. I mean, I can't get mad at him. You know, like I said, he with these folks. He gonna be with these folks. He gonna go down with these folks. That's what I mean by the whole thing. He in the car with him. You can't jump out of the car now. So you gotta say, your people don't want you. The white folks don't want you. So he kind of stuck in the middle. Because black folks don't want him and white folks don't want him. Like, real black folks don't want to fuck with him. And other black folks are too busy trying to make it in it. So they don't got time for his shenanigans. But I'm saying you stuck.
They using them too. They getting views off of him. Because he don't say cheese.
Yeah, he on any platform he got one thing that he's sort of doing, but it's not really doing a lot of views. Mm-hmm. He got something that he does like he's trying to re-get his name back. So he's got the real Charleston White, and he just sitting around and he just mellow. He ain't really talking all that dumbass shit.
He ain't never gonna build himself back up. His tongue got him in trouble.
No, you going down a hole. You in a hole, right? It's like sometimes like if you fall down a hole, I can grab you and pull you up. But sometimes you be able to get a rope and pull you up. But he's so far down in the hole, can't nobody get him up out that motherfucker. He fucked. He's fucked. He's fucked. It's like sometimes I can grab you and pull you up. Sometimes I can send a rope down there and grab onto the rope and let me pull you up. This motherfucker is gone. He is gone. He's a crash dummy. He's about to crash. Straight up. Because you know what I'm saying? Just in the sense that, it's not about money anymore, it's about who you are as an individual. Like how you looking, motherfuckers should be spitting on you when you walk down the goddamn walk. Like, what the fuck is you doing, man? It's like for you to say Nipsey Hussle should be dead, you don't even know that man like that to say that man should be dead. You know, so I can see if y'all was beefing or something, or he did something, he killed your mama, or some shit like that. I can feel. I'm not trying to say he can't say that shit. I'm just saying you have no reason to say that shit. You don't even know that man. Fuck, you gonna say that shit about him?
He already crashed because he can't go to LA without no security. He can't go to Chicago without no security.
I like to see him in Chicago. I like to see him in Chicago.
The only way
Texas.
Respect him is in
Texas. I like to see him go to Chicago. Man, they appeal his motherfucking shit in Chicago. I'm just saying, even if he go, like you say, he got that little organization he is up there, man, let him get off them 4 squares. And try to go, like, I'm in Chicago, motherfuckers catch him there. I seen one video where they caught him, some Chicago dudes and some other dudes caught him in I think he was in Texas though still. I don't know where he was, but they caught him, but I never really watched that video, so I don't know what happened with it. But somebody caught him slipping. He was by himself, but I don't know if that was staged. I don't know what it was, but I saw it. I never watched it though.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it's all good. I mean, like I'm not mad. Do what you feel, man. Can nobody stop? Do you? Do what you feel, partner. Can nobody stop you? Nobody.
He is your modern day
House nigga. Yeah. Modern day.
He that nigga that has the mouth. If we sick today, boss.
He's the one that be like, I'm telling you, he the motherfucker telling you when you be like, man, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. He's like, man, what are you talking about, man? This shit is good. Yeah, man, shit, what the fuck? You think it's gonna be better somewhere else? Who gonna take care of you like this motherfucker, white motherfucker we got? You know what I'm saying? He only beat us on Monday. Yeah. He only give us, you know, he don't really underfeed us. We eat good. You talking about himself. He ain't talking about you. You starving.
Yeah.
We got shoes.
You out there eating chitlins.
Yeah. Yeah, I got these shoes that he gave me, and when he give me some more, I'm gonna give these shoes to you. You see what I'm saying? But that's the type of shit that's how he talk. But I mean, like I said, I'm not mad. It's working for him. I'm not mad at him. It's working for him. But you got to take all the consequences for what you do. You can't be like, oh, no. It's like, nah, dude. You can't be like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I didn't know. Nah, dude. Nah. Take it all. Take all of it. Take it all. Just like Bill Cosby.
Traditional white behind kissers. And as Carlos Cook used to say, a disgrace to the skin they wear. These people, if I'm be so kind to call them that, are running from themselves and teaching us a lesson that we should have learned long ago. Sometimes white wannabes are more dangerous than whites. And sometimes they'll fight you harder to be accepted by whites. They are running from their own people.